The only people left on the streets are the sort that enjoy the chaos. Scum. Criminals. And worse, not enough good people left to stop them. It took just 24 hours for us to lose control of the city. Tonight, Gotham's relying on one man to save us all.
Hi Gotham Dwellers, and welcome to my first contact with the latest and final page of the Dark Knight story, a la the team at Rocksteady, and boy is it big, bad and beautiful. With Batman now coming complete with his latest toy, the fully equipped Batmobile, that has divided opinion, but I can say that so far I'm enjoying its charms and benefits. With it showing off just how much Rocksteady have done to the Unreal Engine 3 to push it into next gen, without the need for the latest Unreal Engine 4. This is an engine that they know well, as do us gamers, being a widely used one on last gen across many games like DMC, the complete Gears trilogy, Bioshock Infinite, Borderlands, including the latest Handsome Collection on now gen, and of course all previous Batman games, including the spin-off Origins. So it only seems appropriate that its send-off at the start of now gen is accompanied by the exact same engine, also bidding us farewell. But this is not the standard Unreal Engine. With the team being well versed with it, they have worked long and hard in bringing it up to scratch for such an epic occasion, and it delivers in many fronts, but I will cover more in my detailed head-to-head. But with such a big game and this first look being aimed at both consoles and one of my PCs, the 7870-8350 machine, it really is a catch-up and hitting the key points. The PS4 comes in with a full 1920 by 1080 display, and the Xbox One renders in a not too unsurprising 1600 by 900p resolution. With such a strong alias game even in a native display, this only really presents itself with distant objects having more movement and textures appearing softer. But both consoles run the same textures, effects and particles, with the resolution being the only biggest split. From my early checks, and with such limited options on PC, setting these to full looks to be identical on both console displays, including draw distance and pop-in, but I will confirm and check in more detail in my full analysis. Tropic Filtering looks to be around 8 times on consoles, and one of the biggest sections of improvements for Rocksteady from the norm in this engine. It brings texture work is very clean for the most part, with much shaded work in play, as when it rains here in Gotham, it pours. These effects are all complemented by a superb DOF and bokeh filter within cutscenes and gameplay, along with a high sample motion blur with full camera and velocity base per object, that also looks great in motion, if not in still shots. Performance is the main part of this though, and both consoles put in a pretty solid 30 display in the majority of play, but this is not always the case, with the game running at a locked 30, but when the budget spills over, the V-Sync comes off, and it can tear. This happens on both and is very occasional in exploring cutscenes or travelling through the world. A common weakness of this engine is streaming both textures and assets within the game. And this feels like where Rockstar have hit hurdles and had to work and do their best. But in the Batmobile, whilst careering through the streets, it can suffer. Though in such epic and physics-based destruction, which is most likely all coded from the CPU, along with some of the best particle effects I have seen in a game with collision and a very long life, it can tear itself up. This is the same before the huge 4GB patch and after, but it really is the only place this happens, with most traversal, combat and scenes all sticking close to its 30 target. The Xbox One only suffers from the dip in resolution, with both machines being close enough in performance to not really be an issue at all. The PC version does not seem to have had as much love though. Although it is by no means horrendous, the huge allocation of RAM, 10GB of system RAM is used when the game is running, along with a full 2GB of VRAM. Now not all this is by the game mind, and this looks to be its biggest issue, as it hammers both I/O access from the disc and RAM alike, not the engine's strongest point at the best of times, let alone when it is pushing around this much geometry, textures and post effects. With V-Sync on, it shows how much the engine and machine is struggling here, and this is with the latest Batman driver from AMD, with heavy dips into the mid-teens. Flying over Gotham can also see long stutters, with the game capped to 30 by default, but can be unlocked in the INI file. The game is far from terrible, but the PC release does look to need some work at least on AMD hardware, not helped by an inconsistent frame delivery even within the in-game lock. Another standout PC omission is some of the shader work and composite work on the textures is missing, as you can see here on the car. Anyway, this covers my first contact with the game, and I will have my full head-to-head up soon that will cover this game in much more detail across all formats and my suite of PCs. A quick summary of the game: looks, plays and feels great with impressive visual sound effects and the booming voice of Kevin Conroy. It feels like a perfect end for the franchise and our own Dark Knight. As always, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this. If you did, then please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me immensely. Leave your thoughts and feedback below, and I'll see you very soon on the next one.
All of your men here.
Golf Oscar 5-6, this is Commissioner Gordon. I'm calling off the pursuit. It's too dangerous.
Sir, we're right here. We can take these bastards. What the? They just fired an RPG at us. Who the hell are these guys?
5-6, pull back now. That's an order. Let BatMan deal with this.
5-6 has taken a direct hit from an RPG. 5-6 has taken a direct hit from an RPG. They're gone, sir.
Please, BatMan, you've got to stop them.
Don't worry, Jim. He's mine.
He's heading canal side at high speed.
That takes care of the vehicle. I need to
How long do we keep her in there? Until we get the order to gas her.
Do your worst. The boredom is killing me.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get what's coming to you when we're good and ready. Why do we have to wait? Special plan.
Look who it is. I can't say I'm surprised. You should really review your security. I've seen trees with faster reflexes. Something tells me this wasn't part of the plan. Well, that's made things a little more interesting.
Sir, it's BatMan. He's here.
Were you expecting to find me, Batman? I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Take a look at the chamber. I want you to know the fear that is coming.
Listen up, Bat Freak. We're walking out of here, nice and slow. You try anything stupid, I'll blow her brains out.
Charming. But only one of us is getting out of this cell.
No! No! No!
Nothing like a little natural immunity. What are you doing here?
Why did Scarecrow lock you up?
No hello?
Tell me.
And what if I don't want to?
Then I burn every plant in Gotham.